Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our channel at Flippin' Hippos. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately on how we pack and ship our plushies. So I thought I'd just throw together a quick video. What I'll do is I have some examples of some stuffed animals here and some samples of our polys and boxes that we use, and I'll show you those. And down below I will give you the link to the Boxery, which is the store on eBay where we buy all of our boxes and all of our polys. So when we go to pack and ship our plush, we consider several things before we decide how we're going to ship it. First thing that's really important for us to consider is the price. Now, I do get most of my plush for 69 cents, 33 cents. I get them really cheap. I'm lucky that I have places where I can get most of my plush for, less than 60 cents. So I don't mind picking up ones that I know are going to flip for 10, and maybe I'll take a best offer of 8 because I'm still going to get a good return on investment. But I'm not going to put them in a box when I ship them. As far as shipping supplies are concerned, polys are far cheaper than boxes, and boxes also take tape and other things, so they're more expensive to use. So if it's a plush that didn't cost very much and the buyer didn't pay much and it had free ship, I'm not going to go to the expense of a box. If it's an expensive plush, it's probably going to go in a box. And then there's other things to consider. Does it have its original tags? Does it have a hang tag? Does it have anything special on it that could get harmed during shipping? Those kinds of things, you really don't want to put them in a plush because you don't want your buyer to receive a damaged item. So I have an example here of one that I would just stick in a poly. We'll show you him first. This is the Sid the Sloth from Ice Age, and he has his tushy tags, but he doesn't have any hang tags. He's already got damage to the one eye. It's kind of scratched up. So he doesn't really need any extra protection or anything. I would just throw him in a poly to mail him. I believe he's up for like $12 also, so he would just go in a poly. Now this guy, he's a Tigger, and he's got his hang tag here. He's a dandy. He's got his hang tag, and he's got this clip up here also. So I wouldn't want to just throw him in a poly. I would worry that his hang tag would get damaged. He would go in a box. This is Olaf from Frozen. Now, normally something this size, even though it's a Build-A-Bear and it's special, I would put it in a poly to mail it because he doesn't have any hang tags or anything like that. But with Olaf, I'm worried about these pieces of felt on top of his head that are there to be his hair. I'm just worried. Like when I comped him, I saw one that was listed that these had come off. Like that was the damage that was listed on that Olaf, that he was missing. I think it was like 1 or 2 of these. So I don't know how delicate these are. I don't know how easily they would come off. I'm afraid if I put him in a poly, he would lose his hairs. So I listed him at $12 and then with calculated ship. He doesn't quite weigh a pound on his own, but once he's inside of a box, he will be a pound. So just to be safe with his little hairs, he's going to go in a box, and because he's going to weigh more than a pound, I put calculated shipping on the listing with him. And then your larger plush don't always have to go in boxes. They can go in polys too. You just have to get really big polys. I don't know. We have a giant poly I'll show you. If he can fit in there, he's going in a poly. Reason being, he is a pillow pet. He is the Phillies fanatic mascot for the baseball team in Philadelphia. But he is just a pillow. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is just a pillow pet. He doesn't have any hard cardboard tags or hang tags or anything like that. He doesn't want to go back together either. And so I would ship him in a poly. His hat is even just all plush and soft. So there's nothing, I mean, his tongue, but I think he'll be fine in a poly. So then, like special plush like this, isn't he cute? He's got this halo coming off the back of his head. here. And then he, obviously he has his hang tag. I wouldn't want to put him in a poly. I would just be concerned that the hang tag would get damaged, the halo would get damaged. He's just, and his wings, he's just got a lot going on that I would want to put him safely in a box. And what further cements that choice with him is his friends. So I actually, these three I put up a lot together. They may not be listed yet. I just took a bunch of photographs of plushies yesterday, and some are up and some aren't. But yeah, these three are going up in a lot together. So I would just put them in a box together because they all have halos, and like Pooh has this choir book, and Eeyore has this little bell. I would just be afraid. There's just too much that can go wrong with these kinds of plush in a poly. Too much could be damaged. So they'll go in a box. And then, of course, whenever we have any animals that sing or talk, we would put them in a box because I don't want them to get damaged. I mean, if they're a talker, they have parts and hard parts. They could get broken. He could get damaged. So he needs new batteries. But yeah, anytime we have any plushies that talk or sing, they go in a box. So yeah, at the end of the day, if they're relatively inexpensive, they're going in a poly. If they don't have any special parts hanging off of them or connected to them or hang tags, they're going to go in a poly, even the big guys. And then if they're expensive, as a general rule, I'll put them in a box regardless. Or if they have special parts, where they're hang tags, I'll put them in a box. One other thing I wanted to point out, if you ever want to mail one in a poly and not do the box, but like it has hard eyes or it does have a hang tag. Now there have been times when we have shipped stuffed animals with hang tags in a poly because they weren't expensive, like they didn't pay enough to justify it. You can take a piece of bubble wrap and you can, what's a good example? We'll just use the Care Bear. You can always just like wrap around their eyeballs if they have those hard eyes that you want to protect, and just tape it. Or, you know, say like they're a cheapie and you want a cheapie. An inexpensive plush. Let's be proper here. Star, have some couth. So say like he only went for $10 and I didn't want to put him in a box. You can push their hang tag up against their head. No depth perception at all. Okay? And then tightly wrap the bubble wrap around them and then tape it. And then you can stick them in a poly and he'll be fine. So a lot of our plushies are tiny or smaller. I didn't tape these together. I just kind of folded them for the purposes of the show, showing you this. This is our 4x4x4. If Pooh wasn't in a lot, he would probably go in there. So since there's three of them, we'll need a bigger one. But you can see like what you can fit in there. And then we have a 5x5x5 we keep on hand. It's a little larger. Someone like, if he was going in a box, someone like Sid could fit in there. And you know, they're plushies, so you can bend them in half, you can put their legs up over their head, you can mish them in there, you can mush them down. They'll be fine as long as you protect whatever parts that caused you to put them in a box in the first place. If it was a hang tag, make sure the hang tag is safe. If they have like a halo or whatever. But other than that, you can just mish them in there. So this is our most used poly bag right here. This is a 9x12. Actually, we use this one for all of our clothing items as well. But most of our plushies go in there. And then we have a couple larger sizes for if they are larger. This is a 17x12. Camera's not focused. I mean, this one's pretty big, so it's just a step up from the small one. And then for our really, really large plush like that, Silly Fanatic. we have a 25 by 19. And it's a giant bag. This will fit really, really, really big plush. And a lot of times if they're too big for our medium one and we put them in here and there's like some room left over, we'll cut it down just to cut the weight down for shipping. So like, let's say, I know he's not big enough for this bag, but just to give you an example. So then we would cut it, you know, where the stuffed animal ended, like that, and then just tape it. And getting that extra material off will save you on shipping because it cuts down the weight. But these are nice and big for your larger plush. So again, that was the 9 by 12, the 17 by 12, and the 25 by 19. And then our boxes are 4 by 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 by 5. I will put that in the description below. I do not expect you to remember all the sizes of our polys in our boxes. And again, I will link you to the boxery, which is where we buy all of our supplies. And if you have any more questions or I haven't covered something that you were curious about or I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. I do answer each and every comment that we get. And if you liked this video, do me a favor and smash that like button down below. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. A train is going by. It is very loud. Until next time, you guys have a good night.